Business development training for lawyers. You might have found this video because you did a search and I showed up. I'll tell you what, this is one of the most important things you can do for your firm, especially now. With everything that's happening, all the changes that are taking place in our society, in the world, and in the practice of law, your secret to success as a law firm is going to be making sure that the attorneys who work inside your firm across practice areas understand that doubling down on building relationships, building a brand, and actually actively cultivating those connections so that you'll be referred more business. That is what is going to let you stand out from your competitors as we move beyond 2025. My name is Thom Singer, and I have been speaking to law firms for nearly 20 years. I have a background where I spent 5.5 years working for two AmLaw 100 firms as their business development director for Austin and Dallas. During that time, I got to work with hundreds of attorneys, and I created a class on how to network and build business for lawyers. I didn't know at the time that after I left the world of legal marketing, that would become a big part of my business. Over the past 2 decades, I've been a professional speaker, speaking across industry lines at annual conventions for associations, corporate user group meetings, and many other types of events. But one of my favorite things that I do is speaking at a law firm partner retreat or all lawyer meeting. Now, oftentimes when they're trying to make the decision of who they're going to have, they think, oh, we've got to have the economist because we've got to be looking at the economy. And then after the meeting, the lawyers are like, yeah, well, I could have read that in the Wall Street Journal. Now, a few months ago, I spoke at a conference for a law firm that had 30 partners. Afterwards, one of the partners told me that he was one of the 3 partners on the committee that got to decide who was going to be the speaker. And he told me, you weren't my horse in that race. And he said that the other 2 had selected me, and so he went along. He told me that as soon as that 90-minute session ended, he went up to the managing partner and said, look, I can never be on the selection committee again because I got it so wrong. The economist that I wanted to bring in would have been just like every other speaker we've had for the last 15 years, whereas the message that Tom brought in was fresh. He looked at how do lawyers actually build trust with each other within the firm and also with clients and out into their community. He went on, and I don't want to brag on myself that way, but I do want to tell you that if you're looking to have an event that people will talk about for years, I want to be on that short list of speakers you consider. I might not be the right choice for your firm, but I might be just what you need. Now, I'll be honest, I do individual coaching with lawyers also, but I will never really talk about that from the stage while I'm talking to your audience. I'm going to put it all out there when I'm speaking at your partner retreat or your all lawyer meeting. I'm going to give them actionable tips that they can put into practice that day when it comes to building a list of people who they want to call on. So often people have a list of 5, 6, 700 possible clients. They'll never get through that and they'll do nothing. I'm going to teach your lawyers to narrow that down to a small, manageable list. The second thing I'm going to talk about is community involvement, why it's important that they can't just bill all day in their office and then go home. Everybody in your firm, if you have a corporate facing firm, needs to have somebody at every major group that's going on, but you can't just spray them out there. You need to actually have a plan for how people are going to take ownership of different groups. And they're actually going to show up at their monthly luncheons or their happy hours. And then finally, we're going to look at LinkedIn and we're going to really peel back how your whole firm can raise their visibility in your community with the clients that you want to serve. So here's the thing. Is this something that's important? Is business development really something you believe in? Do you think the changes that are happening in the practice of law could negatively impact your firm? Are you worried about the fact that more competitors are moving to your town? Let's have a conversation. Let's see if a real business development plan taught by somebody who loves to speak to lawyers is what your firm needs for your next retreat. If I'm not the right person, great. We've spent 20 minutes on the phone and I promise I'll be nice. However, if we decide that what I'm going to bring to the table could transform your law firm moving forward, then I should be the speaker at that event. My name's Thom Singer. You can find me at thomsinger.com, and I look forward to possibly serving your firm and getting everybody on the same page when it comes to business development so you can have more business in the future and not be impacted by all the crazy changes that are happening in the business world. and the whole world.